Employees of McDonald's, what secrets did you discover while working there? My old McDonald's had a basement. My first day on the job I was told to be on the lookout for the elderly gentleman who would try to sneak around the counter and pour the entire coffee pot into his mug, while everyone was too busy to stop him. Sauces for sandwiches have the craziest dispensers. Ketchup and mustard are in these really rudimentary plastic funnel things that have a paddle in the handle. When you squeeze it, gravity pushes just the right amount of sauce through holes. Doesn't seem like it'd work well, but it does if you apply the proper amount of jiggling. The mac sauce, mayo, and tartar though, they're in basically cork tubes that get loaded into basically cork guns. You pull the trigger on the handle and a really satisfying ratchety clanking delivers a powerfully saucy surprise for the awaiting buns. Problem is, it takes a bit of finesse, because if you hit that trigger too hard you'll blow the bun and a wad of cream right through the condiment station and onto the wall 8 feet away. No joke, the first couple tartar splurts of a fresh tube came out so hot I'd fire a shot or two in the trash to avoid premature spatulation during the lunch rush. The first salvo, properly elevated and adjusted for wind, could clear the whole kitchen and take out the McInfantry on the cash register. Depending on which one you work at, the parking lot is basically a meetup for druggies/drug dealers, and, at least where I was in New Mexico, people to meet up and have sex in their cars. As long as they kept their business to the middle of the night and didn't cause any serious problems, we were told not to call the cops or make a fuss, mostly because they'd come in and buy food after their shenanigans. Soda and mini pies were really popular with heroin addicts. What I later found out is that management was actually told to let it slide by corporate, since everyone higher up was aware of how much money the night crowd brought in. I got to see many drug deals. I'm convinced I saw at least one arms deal, but I of course have no way of verifying that. Before I worked there, I always thought they used a grill. Turns it's more of a heated press machine. Drop any unopened chicken nugget sauce on the ground once, you've got yourself a sauce grenade. The pickles are surprisingly aerodynamic. They stick to walls, and, if you have the stones, manages shirts pretty well. Worked there in high school. Found out that, if you put the middle of a mac bun in the fryer, and then add soft serve and strawberry topping, it tastes just like a funnel cake. Custom creations were the best part of working there. Edit. I have thoroughly enjoyed hearing about all of your own custom creations. You have all made my workday much less boring, so thank you. My manager used to be on my back all of the time for "giving out too much sauce." He tried telling me the limit is 1 per meal. Edit. I'm based in the UK. Our portions generally are smaller here, but I would still give out as many sauces as possible, FCK being stingy. The official deodorizing spray they gave us is the most pleasant thing I've ever smelled in my entire life. Even now, I wish I could smell it again. Edit. Okay, so this is a spray you use on the bathrooms or the bowl pit to make them smell better. Not personalized deodorant. I learned that if I have time to lean, I have time to clean. I worked at McDonald's when they first introduced sweet tea, and remember that it was brewed in a large bucket mixing hot water with a full bag of granulated sugar. It makes me sick to think about, but I still sometimes crave that disgustingly sweet tasty garbage. Dehydrated onions, you put them in a metal thing and just add water. The thing is they still taste great, but I was shocked and happy that I didn't have to go cut onions. Worked at McDonald's Australia. Back when we had the old cheeseburger buns, before McDonald's got healthy we used to scrunch up the buns and deep fry in the fry vat. Covered them in sugar, and you end up with something tasting like donuts. Man, reading these I'm wondering why my McDonald's was so boring. We didn't spit on anything. The stuff that needed to be kept clean was kept clean. If it wasn't required it would be filthy. The ice cream machine worked fine. Food wasn't undercooked. On occasion it was overcooked. Employing high school kids, of course they are gonna make some mistakes, but nothing too bad. for the one I worked at in high school. Burgers are kept in a warming area for no more than 15 minutes then thrown out, and new ones are made. You get a free meal from anything except the salads. Meal is a sandwich, medium fries and a medium drink. At the end of the night all the cooked meat is thrown out. If you want you can use it to make burgers and take them home with you. Specific tools and grill section for cooking chicken vs beef to make sure they don't cross for those customers who don't eat beef. The Hindu cowwalkers were very vocal about this rule. If you work the grill. Not really a secret, but when I'm on wrapping the food, and I get nuggets I might slip an extra 2 to 3, because I like the thought of someone getting hype over an extra nug or 2. I started working at McDonalds when I was 15. The secret is that it's probably one of the cleanest restaurants in your city. The standardizations and routine practices leave little room for employees to think for themselves. It was a way cleaner restaurant than the $30, $50 sign per person place I would work at later. The McDonald's that I worked at kept a very clean kitchen and front line. I had worked in restaurants that were privately owned, and the food standards, throwing out old food and cleanliness, just weren't the same. I was very surprised with how much they constantly made us clean. The Big Mac is just a double cheeseburger with 1000 island dressing, lettuce and an extra piece of bread. Semicolon. If you order a double add lettuce and Big Mac sauce, you get the same thing with less bread and cheaper price. Edit. I was inaccurate on my assessment of Big Mac sauce and just had some to make sure. In my defense, 20 years back, I'm old lol, I'm positive it was just 1000 island dressing. Thanks for the positivity. I can never forget working breakfast. Those sandwiches need to be cheese, then meat, then egg. If the cheese is next to the egg it makes the egg slip out. I worked McDonald's in high school for a couple of months before going to back. McDonald's had more stuff to make things faster like the cool ketchup and mustard dispensers and fry dispenser. I liked working at both places though, mostly kids my age. I had a blast making $5.15/HR. That you don't get grossed out by eating the food all the time, you just become addicted to it. If you want a good replacement Big Mac sauce. 3 big tablespoons of good quality mayo. About a single good tablespoon of ketchup. 2 teaspoons of gherkin relish. 1 tablespoon also of pickle juice. 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of turmeric. Mix till thoroughly combined. Leave in the fridge to let the ingredients make friends with one another overpass. Edit. I looked it up, and apparently this is just my version of fucking Thousand Island dressing. Order an apple pie and a cup of ice cream and run that sob through the McFlurry mixer together. You can thank me later. That I can stuff 3 or 4 hot apple pies in my mouth before anybody noticed that I was doing it while boxing the hot apple pies. There is a glitch with the McDonald's app. There is a deals section and it usually has a coupon for a free cookie or free apple pie with any order. Add it to your order and you get the free cookie. Then, the next time you order from the app, just reorder your last meal. You can add/subtract whatever you want, but the free cookie will still be there. The glitch is that you can add another free cookie from the deals section, and now you have 2 free cookies. Evidently there is no cap to this. I now get 5 free cookies with each order. I stopped at 5 because I felt that any more than that would be overkill. Not really a secret, more of a story. One time someone replaced the chocolate syrup in the shake machine with barbecue sauce on accident because the bottles are similar. They are labeled differently but it still happened. We found out because a few people complained that the chocolate shakes were sour. We remade them for a couple people and they moved on, but one lady just wouldn't let it go. My manager tasted the shake and was like WTF, then looked and we saw the culprit. Had to clean the line after that, so we didn't have chocolate shakes for a minute. Cardboard. Someone, somewhere, makes cardboard. endless supplies of cardboard, and it all needs broken down. Asterisk it's a fucked up mess of cogs and gear that still has some fucked way of working. Asterisk. Ex-worker of McDonald's. People would do just about anything to get their hands on Beanie Babies in the late 90s. We had a rule that you had to buy a meal to get the Beanie Babies, so people would come in, order 6 meals, then throw away the food and leave with the toys. Get a cheaper burger dressed as a Mac to save money on buying a Big Mac. You can ask them to throw an apple pie into the McFlurry, so you now have a Pie McFlurry. The big breakfast usually is made with scrambled eggs. You can ask them to be sunny side up as well. If the fries are yellow/brown, the oil hasn't been changed in a long time. If they come out white/very pale yellow, they are made in fresh oil. 1 pie is the same cost as 2 pies. Always buy 2, cause why the fuck not? You can ask for leaf lettuce instead of the shredded stuff. Sometimes it tastes better on certain sandwiches. The eggs are real. McDonald's is the biggest buyer of chicken and eggs in the world. Tim Hortons eggs are made of powder. Back when I worked for McDonald's, I was surprised to see how many rumors that were spread were false. Most of them. IMHO, McDonald's asterisk, depending on location, asterisk as a whole is pretty much okay. Also, the ice cream machines are just not cleaned properly and display dumb error codes nobody but an authorized dude knows, so blame the machine maker because they provide bad instructions and no troubleshooting help.